everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Meredith E. Phillips and we are on the verge of finishing draft 2. It is the July 4th weekend. Happy July 4th. We're gonna pretend like everything's fine over here in America and we're just gonna be happy today. Not think about that other crap going on. Happy Independence Day. I am in red for America, you know, like that's part of our flag. Although this also has gold on it and I'm wearing black pants, which every time I put this outfit on, I just feel very German, you know, because their flag is red, gold, and black. But it's red for America today, okay? I have a 4-day weekend. I took off Friday because literally who was going to be in the office on Friday the 5th of July? No one. I'm taking the day off and we are going to use this extra time to finish this draft 2 finally. So I've had a pretty good week, I guess, in terms of progress. It's only Thursday, so I've really only had like 3 days since the end of the last vlog. I did finally finish writing a brand new scene. I think I had started it on Sunday and I literally finished it yesterday on Wednesday. It was painful. It was painful. It's very clunky, but it's finished. It's there, and now I can work on making it actually sound coherent. The biggest problem at the moment with this new scene that I've written is it's basically a big info dump at this point. Now, tell me your opinion on this. So in general, info dumps are not good because it's usually just boring to hear a bunch of information being given to you. And I think that definitely applies especially in like early chapters. Like you do not want to be like, here's my entire magic system and how it's all set up, like in chapter 1. Like nobody wants that. But at this point in the book, we're like 80% of the way, 85% of the way into the story. And the way I have this set up is like it's clear that there's more history, background info to do with a certain character. And one character kind of knows a little bit, another character kind of knows a little bit, but nobody has like the full story. And then my heroine finally figures out like, oh my gosh, this person would have the full story. I'm going to go to them and get the full story, right? So she goes to this other character and gets the full story. When he's telling her the full story, like he has to just tell her the full story. It is definitely info dumpy. But hopefully at this point, you know, you're supposed to be like emotionally connected with the characters and you should, again, as the reader, I'm hoping you're interested to know, like, what is the full story? Like, what's the deal with this, you know, thing that happened a long time ago and we don't know all the details. Like, I want all the details, you know, like, so do you think it's okay? Like, I don't know, at this point in a story, 80% of the way through, 85% of the way through, you're finally getting like the thing that will answer some of the questions you've had. Like, is that okay? It's not super long. The info dump section isn't super long. I would say it's maybe like 2 pages worth of material-ish, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you have like info dumps late in the game? How do you feel about that as a reader? Like if you get to 75% of the way through and someone's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you the big secret that we've all been wondering about. Like if you're invested in the story, obviously, like pretend that's a given. Do you care if there's an info dump like that? Or are you like, wow, this is lazy writing? But then how else would you reveal it? I don't know. So yeah, tell me your info dump opinions in the comments. But yeah, that chapter, info dump or whatever is going on in there, that's done. I have one more scene I started working on this morning. This one should be pretty quick. I really didn't have to do a whole lot in terms of changing things. There's a few little pieces of dialogue I need to update so that it fits with everything I've changed prior to this, but this chapter should be pretty quick to finish out. Then I have to write another new scene. Oh my gosh. I have to write another new, that's gonna be the thing that takes me, I think, the longest this weekend is writing this new scene. But it should be a fun scene to write. There's no info dumping. It should be satisfying, I guess, because it's like a big confrontation scene. We're confronting like the big bad guy and finally like dispensing with him, you know? So that should hopefully be fun to write. I just hate writing new scenes in the middle of like trying to revise. It just is so difficult. We'll do it. I'll probably get started with that later today once I finish this chapter that I'm currently working through. And then after that, there's really just like a few last scenes and then the epilogue. Like there's not really that much left to go. And the couple scenes that are left after this confrontation scene I have to write, again, like there's some updating I need to do to some of the dialogue and like situations, but for the most part, like they're fine. So yeah, I feel very confident in the fact that like I should be able to finish this weekend, 4 full days to work on this. And I have a super exciting reward for myself when I do finish. I got a message on Instagram from a friend that I have alpha and beta read for, and she's gonna send me her next project, and I'm really excited. It's book 3 in a series she's writing, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. She was like, it should be in your inbox at the end of the week. I was like, yes! So I'm gonna try to finish my work first, and then reading her story will be like my reward. I'm so excited. I'll link her below. She's writing a series about a female archaeologist in like 1920s Egypt, and she's like digging up, you know, tombs and whatever. It's so fun. I love it. It's very like mummy vibes, you know, and so yeah, it's really good. It's really fun. So I'll link her below in case you want to go check her out. She shares snippets. That's a hard thing to say. She shares snippets all the time on Instagram, and they're always super teasy. I'm just like, Amy, give me your story right now. But now she's going to give me her story, so I'm really excited to read that. Anyway, that's the reward at the end of the weekend for finishing draft 2. So yeah, let's I guess stop yapping and start typing. Let's go. Okay, real quick before we start, it's like 9:40 by the way. I found a great new playlist that somebody made. It's all music from like old Nintendo games, from like the water level, if you know, you know. And it's all this, it's really good. I'll link it below. It's just water music. I really like it. This is an ad, but the video is water music from Nintendo games. It's so chill. I really love it. Okay, let's finish this random chapter I have to do. Okay, I've done a first pass through this chapter. I'm going to go back through and try to smooth it out just a little bit for the moment, but I think the pieces are there, so that's what I'm focused on. And then after this, I have to write that new chapter. I really don't want to. Oh my gosh. It's a struggle. It's such a struggle. But let me do this last pass, and then we'll try to start a new chapter. Okay, I'm done. I read through it again. I fiddled with the words. This scene is done. What even chapter is this? Chapter 32. Chapter 32. The next one I've got to actually write. I'm hoping I can make it make sense. It'd be awesome. It's only 11. It's only 11:15. It would be great if I could actually get through like a full rough draft of this scene today. I don't think it needs to be super long. We'll see, but it would be great if I could do a whole draft. Then I wouldn't have to draft anything after this. At least not like an entire scene. And then I could work tomorrow on like revising it a little bit. Let's see how far I can get. Try to buckle down and actually do some work and like not just, I don't know, like I'm hoping I can get into a flow with it. We'll see. Ugh. All right, let's go. Okay, that was actually timed really well because I think I'm done. I know. It's almost 1,500 words. I wasn't writing, I will be honest. I wasn't writing that whole time. I did take a little break for lunch, but anyway, it's done for today at least. I'll definitely come back to this tomorrow. It didn't come out, I don't think it came out too clunky. It definitely needs, some revising and some but I think it's pretty okay. Question mark. That's exciting. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and reread it and be like, actually this is terrible. But I don't think it is. I think it turned out pretty okay. What a surprise. So 2 o'clock, like you saw, I'm gonna take a little break for the rest of the day. I think, honestly, I've got some other stuff I need to do, like chores and junk, so I kind of want to get that done. So I'll be back here tomorrow to keep going. I've only got, after this, there's only 3 scenes. Now, one of them does need a little bit of work, again, to like incorporate the stuff I just wrote in this new chapter, because that's going to play into how the ending works. But there's a good chunk of these last 3 scenes that are like pretty solid. Like, I don't need to change anything major, so that'll be exciting. We're getting so close to being done. So, let me take a break and I'll see you tomorrow, like I just said a few seconds ago. Okay. Good morning. I'm tired. All right. It's almost 11 o'clock. We had a little bit of a rough night. It was 4th of July, so of course people are shutting off fireworks. It wasn't as bad as it's been in years past. Previous years we've had like people doing fireworks at like 2 in the morning, and it's like, come please. What are you doing? Stop it. No one was doing stuff that late that I heard, at least, but there was someone setting something off at like 11:30 maybe, that it sounded like stuff was landing on our roof. There was like these dropping somethings. Anyway, our dogs aren't really scared of fireworks, which is great. They just kind of ignore it, but because it was this like dropping noise on the roof, Nothin was not happy about that situation, so he was just like barking. And so then we eventually ended up bringing him into our room. Jade was waking up and all cranky because she was being woken up. We finally all went to sleep, but then my alarm went off at 5:30. And then Nothin was in the room, and so he was like, great, time to get up. And I was like, no, it's not time for you to get up. And then Jade woke up. Then she's like whining to go potty. We took her potty and realized at some point between going to bed and going potty, she had thrown up in the pen. She's fine. Like, she's been fine today, so I don't know what the heck that was about. Or when that even happened. It had clearly been there for a minute, but like, I don't know. So then I didn't get anything done this morning. Now it's 11 o'clock and I'm like, okay, better get to work on something. But I'm like, I'm tired. I feel like I probably only got maybe 5.5 hours of sleep. Something like that. So we're just gonna try to get some work done. I know I'd finished the new scene yesterday. I think I'm just gonna let it sit. I don't really feel like looking at it today. That feels like a lot of work. It definitely needs to be looked at, but I'm gonna save that maybe for tomorrow. The pieces I feel like are there. So really all I'm going back in for is like fixing it up so it sounds decent. So I think I'm gonna go on to the next scene, which is like the second to last scene, essentially. There's one kind of portion of this that I'm not sure, like timeline wise, how I'm gonna work it out. So we need to figure that out today. But then I really only have like these last 2 main scenes, and then there's an epilogue. The epilogue is pretty good. I like the epilogue a lot. So there, it needs some little fixes, but nothing major. This next scene is, what is happening in this next scene? We kind of get a little bit of a resolution for one thing for the heroine. She had a big disappointment at one point earlier, like at the beginning of Act 4, essentially. And so she's kind of like coming to terms with that disappointment, and she gets to confront one more person. She's got a lot of confrontations. I kind of have like 2 main antagonist characters. She got to confront one of them in the scene I wrote yesterday, and now she gets to confront the other one, who he's not like threatening anything, but he's just like a douchebag, you know? So she kind of gets to like put him in his place finally. But then I have to weave in like the stuff I wrote in the last chapter. But we're getting to like the resolution and things are working out and reuniting and all this kind of stuff. So let's pull that back up, read over that, see what all I need to fiddle with, and try to finish something up. I'm just like tired, man. I need a nap. I might take a nap later today. But I want to do something. I'm not feeling pressed for time. I mean, I have today and I have still the regular weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to do stuff. So I don't feel like, oh, I gotta hurry. It's fine. But yeah, let's see what I can get done in whatever kind of state of exhaustion I'm in. Let's go. I'm still on my Nintendo water music. It's just very chill. Does it match the vibe of my story? No, not at all. But it's just nice. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. All right, I'm about an hour in. It's a little after noon. We're making it. I'm very tired. I think I'm gonna stop and grab some lunch here because I'm very hungry also. Maybe make some coffee. I don't know. We need to do something though. I think I figured out the best way to kind of connect things. And now I just need to fully finish connecting it to what was already in this scene. And then I should be kind of free flowing after that. Once I do this one last little piece of connection, I shouldn't need to do like a whole lot of changes to the rest of the scene. So that's good. Let's get some lunch and some caffeine. Okay, lunch is done. I thought I would come in here and check on these little beasties. We'll look at their little faces. They're little destructo buns, I'll tell you what. This little girl, Mossy, had a little bit of a false pregnancy the other week. Yeah. Female rabbits, usually when they're not spayed. She is definitely spayed though. But sometimes unspayed rabbits will have what they call false pregnancy, where they start nesting like they're getting ready for babies, and it's like, no, that's not what's happening here. So she was like collecting hay, she was collecting all kinds of like straw stuff, she was pulling out her own fur to line her nest, and she had begun building this enormous nest in one of the chewy boxes I had given them, and everything in here was an absolute mess. There was fur on the ground, like you can see a little bit of it here, but it was like covering the entire thing. So she's gotten through it. There's no babies. And she's fine now. So that was a fun little adventure. Yeah. You would make cute babies, but I don't think that's in the cards for you anymore. But they're pretty good bunnies. This is technically Uncle Fester / we just call him Teddy, because that is the weirdest name for a bunny. They're pretty good. But I have to watch them because like they've chewed on the blanket over here. They are very chewy bunnies. Hi, she poking my butt? Do we need to change your water? It's gotten disgusting already. Every time he drinks anything, he's got so much of this fur around his face. If he has any kind of like little bits of hay or something, it goes in the water dish, so the water is constantly dirty, which is fine. We'll change it. Okay, let me change your water and then I'm gonna get back to writing. Okay, I promise I'm getting back to this. Look, I've got the Nintendo music already pulled up, but I just saw something about somebody's dog who was like not happy with the fireworks last night for 4th of July. And they said, You know what? I gave that dog a dose of trazodone and they were just in another stratosphere of being and they were totally chill. And I'm like, we give Jade trazodone, gabapentin, and sertraline multiple times a day, and she's still a little crazy. Where are these dogs at that you can give them one pill of trazodone and they're just like, woo? Not our dog. Not our dog. Anyway, thought that was hilarious. So, let me get my stuff pulled back up over here. It's 1:30. I think what I'm going to do is try to finish out this scene, connecting stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then I've really just got the last two. I should be able to do, and one is the epilogue. I should be able to take care of those hopefully tomorrow. That would be really great. And then I could take Sunday to kind of go through the whole act and clean it up a little bit. And then be done, and then be done. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. But I am still like a little tired today. So let's see if we can finish out this one chapter, then just kind of be done for the moment. Let's see what we can do. There is no place in this room where I can have light properly and not have the stupid glare in my glasses. Yeah, this is as good as it's gonna get. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this chapter. I have 2 left. I'm excited. I think it fits together pretty good. I was a little worried about like, how are all these pieces, how do they all come together in the end? But I think they're coming together. So we're gonna have our grand gestures, or at least the reveal of the grand gestures to each other, because they've each done something. So that'll be the next chapter. That'll be fun to work on tomorrow. And yeah, I'm hoping I can finish. I am hoping I can finish this tomorrow because it's so close to being done. So I'm gonna take a break for the rest of the day. I've got a menu. I have to do a grocery list and all that kind of stuff. There's some stuff to clean, other household things, boring, you know, who cares about that? But that's what I'm going to do for the rest of today, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Good morning. So it's a little after 10 o'clock, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like finishing draft 2 today. I have 1 full chapter left, and then the epilogue, and then I will be done-ish. I want to go back. I know some of the last little pieces I've written are a little rough, so I definitely want to go back through, especially Act 4, but I really feel like I need to go back through the second half, like Acts 2 or Acts 3 and 4, just to smooth it all out, make sure it sounds okay before I have to eventually send pieces to my critique partners. But for today, we're just focused on getting those pieces in place and finishing this up. I actually slept very well last night. Yay. So I'm feeling pretty good in terms of, you know, tiredness or lack thereof. I mean, I could take a nap. If I laid down in bed, I could take a nap right now, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead, get my Nintendo water music pulled up over here and pull up this final chapter. Oh, and get on with it. And try to rearrange my chair so that the wheels don't accidentally crush his little doggy toes. Why do dogs sit like this? He always sits, if he's laying on the floor over here, he's always like within inches of disaster. And I'm like, could you just scoot a little bit? He looks cozy. I don't know why he's laying there when he's got a nice soft bed over there, but anyway, right in time. At it again. This is the leg of the tripod? What is this? Silly doggy. Okay. I'm done with this final chapter. I dislike the final line that I have written here. We can come up with a better concluding line. For now, it's fine. For now, it's fine. I'm gonna go on to the epilogue. I'm really excited. I think the epilogue, I actually like the final sentence. It's at least decent enough. It's very short. It's only about 900 words. So I'm going to go through this real quick. There's only one aspect to this that I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if it's like too convenient or if it maybe negates some of the other stuff that's happened in the book. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And then when my critique partners get to this, I'll ask them like, did this seem okay? Or were you like, what? So anyway, if it doesn't work, I have ideas about how I could change it, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now and just kind of clean this up a little bit. There's a few things I needed to check. Yeah, the location I need to check. They're in a different space in this final little piece and I can't remember where they are. I had said I need to just look back at like where I said this place was located because that's where they've gone. Anyway, let me get to this and finish it up. It's 11:20. So if I can finish this in the next 40 minutes, I'll be done before lunchtime. Amazing. So let's go. Okay, but the epilogue actually is really cute. I love it. All right, I really like it. Am I done? Am I done? I think I'm done. That did not take very long. I was sitting here for like 10 minutes. But like I said, I didn't really need to change a whole lot. I looked up what pictures of the countryside in Devon looks like. It's pretty beautiful. Seems like a place I would want to live. But yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Should we look at the final word count? Now, this is like final word count for draft 2, because again, I still do want to go back through really Acts 3 and 4 and just kind of look at everything again. But let's be mean to ourselves and take a look at what the damages are in terms of word count. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Draft 1 was 58,189 words. Okay, we are at 81,147 words. 81,147. That's not terrible. I'm not mad at that. That's right about where I was kind of estimating I think it would be back when I had started Act 3 or 4. I don't remember. At one point I was like trying to think ahead. And that's right about where I thought it would land. So that's good. 81,000 words. What did the last book end up at for draft 2? I don't remember. I do not remember at all. I feel like it was less. I feel like it was like 75 or something. It doesn't matter. Okay. What am I going to do now? I think I'm going to let it sit, honestly, for the rest of today. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, so I'm going to leave this for now. I have other stuff I need to take care of today. But yeah, we're done. We're done with draft 2. Feels good. Feels good. I'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll do some little cleanup bits. That's it for today. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm tired. I am tired. I slept good, and then I got up and was just like, well, I guess I'm gonna clean everything. So I did like 3 loads of laundry. I mopped the kitchen floor. I don't know what else I did. I did a bunch of stuff. It's fine. So I think I'm actually going to wrap up the vlog here. I have a bunch of plans for today. Only some of them are writing related, and I just kind of want to like do my thing and not have to have a camera in my face for the rest of the day. Most of the time I'm like, that's fine, but then every now and then I'm like, you know what? I just want to like do my stuff. So anyway, in terms of writing, the plan, I finished basically draft 2. I'm going to go in and call this draft 2B because I'm going to go back, I think, to the beginning of Act 3, basically the second half of the book. I'm going to reread the whole thing and it needs some fixing. It still needs some tweaking, fix up some of the prose a little better. Nothing major. I'm like, I'm done adding new scenes. I'm done deleting scenes. I'm done with the major changes to like dialogue or what people are doing and saying and thinking and all that kind of stuff. But it just reads, it feels like it's a little clunky. So I just want to go back through it again and fix it up as best I can before my critique partners get to those chapters so I can send them without being too embarrassed at some sort of like horrific writing thing. So that's the plan for that. I don't anticipate like finishing that today. I just want to get started on it. It'll probably take me the better part of this week to go through it again. And then I'll be like super done with draft 2. Even more done with it than I already am. Aside from that, I did get last night the emailed copy of my friend's book that I'm going to beta read for her. Or alpha read for her, I guess. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping I can get to like the first chapter or 2 of that today. And then what else? Oh, we've got hurricane time tomorrow, so that'll be exciting. It's not really. It'll be a hurricane when it hits like Galveston, like a hurricane, like category 1. Our area is just supposed to get a lot of rain and like some moderate winds, wind gusts up to like 50 miles an hour, like just chill. It's just fine. By the time it hits our area, I think it's supposed to just be like a tropical storm or a tropical depression, or maybe not even like that much. I think they're calling for like 5 to 7 inches of rain in our area, something like that. That could still change though. We're still like 12 to 20 hours out from it actually getting going. I'll tack something onto the end or put something in the description so you can know how we fared, but we'll be fine. I went to the grocery store last night to do my regular grocery shop, but then I stocked up on a couple extra things just in case. I did all that laundry this morning, so we'll have clean clothes for the foreseeable future. We have a whole house generator though, so if the power goes out, we're fine there. And the interesting thing about our neighborhood is that it has never flooded, according to long-term residents. It was built in like the late 60s, early 70s. And, this area was like devastated when Harvey came through in 2017, a couple years before we moved here. But this neighborhood, something about the way it's like positioned geographically, it's fine. Like this area got something like 20 inches of rain from Harvey, and none of the houses in this neighborhood flooded. So we'll be fine. In terms of flooding, I don't know exactly what the deal is. Like we're not on a hill or something, but I don't know, something about how they built it or where they built it. It just does not flood. There's stuff like a half mile across the highway from us that flooded, but we're fine. So I'm not worried about flood or anything like that. It'll just be like giant puddles in the backyard for the next couple days probably. But other than that, and I also want to continue playing Zelda. I got it in my head the other day, like earlier this week. I was like, you know what? I think I am going to try to find all 1,000 Korok seeds. And then I was like, do I really want to do this? And I found a map where you can like check off the ones when you find them. I'm having a really good time with that. It's so dumb, but anyway, so I'll try to find a few more Korok seeds later today. I'll tack on something here, like I said, to let you know how tomorrow goes with all the rain, but I think it's just gonna be rainy. But for the main part of this vlog, I'm gonna sign off. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, you've watched me for like a kind of a hot minute at this point, you should click the subscribe button. I post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Well, Monday was a little more eventful than I was maybe anticipating. And I also think that the weather forecasters didn't predict how much there was gonna be, it felt like more. Anyway, it came ashore. Beryl came ashore as a Category 1 hurricane, and I think they were originally predicting that by the time it got to our area, we're north of Houston, that it was gonna be like tropical storm, but it really didn't downgrade to a tropical storm until like right as it was reaching the area where we are. So we were really getting some like Category 1 hurricane force winds. The big pine tree that you see right there in the backyard, the entire tree at one point was swaying. Like, not just the top, like of course the top is gonna move around, but like the base of the tree was moving, and I was like, okay, like you could just chill out a little bit. We made it through basically unscathed. We had a huge amount of like downed limbs and all kinds of branches and stuff in the backyard and in the front yard, which is just sort of a mess. And we had a neighbor's tree that fell across their yard, across another neighbor's yard, and then the top of it crashed into our garage. Thankfully, the garage is mostly okay. It really just kind of crunched one of the corners and impaled the siding on one side. It's not the worst. We could still open the garage door, which was good because the car was in there, and we were like, how are we going to get it out if the door won't open? But we were able to get it out, so that wasn't a problem. But yeah, we spent Monday just sort of hunkered down. The power did go out, of course, like pretty early on Monday. The generator kicked on. We've had actually a little bit of trouble with the generator staying on. It's working good enough. At least we have that. So we still have power. We still have the refrigerator running and all that kind of stuff. Tuesday, we spent a good chunk of time out in the backyard collecting debris and just trying to clean things up a little bit. We're doing good. We're doing good. Our area still does not have power. It's probably going to be a few days before that comes back on, but well, you know, it's not the worst it might have been. Anyway, that was the little hurricane update. I will see you guys next time. Bye.